because this is what this thing was made for. So is that. But this is another beast entirely. By the way, did you guys even realize that this asymmetric design? I know the OG S1000s had the whole kind of fish-looking front with the asymmetric setup, and I know that's part of BMW's thing, but with this symmetry now, it is more subtle, but you got the cool fins on the side, and then you just got this opening on the other. Subtle, but still pays homage to the OG. Plus, of course, the livery. Beautiful blue. Sick-ass red. All the bits. So, today, I got some parts. It's mostly something I've been waiting to do with my rides and whatnot, but the PPF. So this came in, big old kit. I got to figure that out. I got a bunch of supplies for it. But along those lines, I went ahead and removed that piece of shit, small little tampon pad. And I went ahead and buffed a little bit. It is very shiny now. Not all the micro scratches are gone, but most of the offenders are, and besides which, it's kind of just one of those things. The bike, as it gets used, will eventually, get a little scratchy here and there. It's difficult when it's brand new because you want to keep it pristine, but I'm probably gonna slowly let that go. That said, this bike's a 2013. Now, granted, I haven't done a real clean since my last track day at the end of the season, other than basic wipe down. But I mean, you get hit with rubber, bugs, all sorts of things. This is a basic body kit. Got a brand new one up there in case I ever want to switch it out. But I try to keep it clean. This one is going to be a task, especially because it's black. Anyway, so the small bit's gone. I want to throw on the stomp grips. So I already unpackaged them. I was even able to remove this in such a way that maybe I can return it and be like, you guys sold me a little peewee pad, not full man pad. So anyway, I'm going to do a quick, this is how I do it. Because if you don't know, there is a particular way to do it. There's a ton of videos on how to do it, but not necessarily on 24 M1000RR. So let's get started. So I got this little handy dandy hands-free phone holder thing. So you need your heat gun, a little cheapy Harbor Freight, got many years ago. Does the job. I already decontaminated this as I was messing around with polishing and removing the scratches. Evidence of that. This is what I used, plus a little polish. So there's that. And it is still cold outside. Slowly warming up, but still very cold. So, helps if you turn it on. You just want to go ahead and warm things up. And just go side to side. No need to cook any one spot. Something to know, you don't have to be too scared because this is a fire-breathing dragon and it is used to getting hot. But nonetheless, just go ahead and get it decently toasty. You can use the back of your hand to assess. Pretty basic setup here. There we go, feeling good. All right. Here's the pad. Go ahead and give this little hot breath action. Basically, you're just activating the glue, because these things can actually be reused. Like sometimes the corners will start to peel up, and you can reactivate them with a little heat, a little alcohol. The danger, of course, is when dust and dirt gets in there from riding around, and then it makes it difficult to clean. All right, here we go. Peely peely. Okay. So this gets a little... I got my stands on order, and they have not come in, obviously. And I don't appreciate this off-kilter thing, so bear with me here. I'll get this centered as best I can. That looks pretty money. All right. So you want to work from the middle out. Pressy, pressy. And just kind of knead it. Don't trip too hard on air bubble here and there, or even fingerprints that you might have towards the edges. Obviously, you want to try not to touch the adhesive. But again, the cool thing about this is with enough heat cycles on the track days and summer days, warm weather, and as you're moving on and off it, a lot of this stuff will work its way out. But as long as you don't got dust and the surface is good, you don't gotta worry too much. All right, so this will beat up your fingers a little bit, but if you're a man, it's good. But you know, you can use like a rag or something to help knead it in there. But yeah, here we go. Damn. Nice. Okay. Way better. Grippy grip, grippy grip, grippy grip. Something to note too. That little M pad, while it will protect, you know, your zipper from getting too frisky with your tank, doesn't really do much beyond that. This, you're leaning off that bike, you got your thighs right there, grip, 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 because it gets pretty nuts. You want to see something insane? Look at this thing. Well, this bike is a much smaller frame, but this is called a Monkey Grip. Cool company, cool owner. But there's my stomp grips, which I cut when I threw this on, because my leg, even with the pegs as low as they could go, was floating up here. I would not have the grip that I needed at full lean. So this kind of extended it back a little bit and gave me a little extra meat. Cockpit still a bit cramped. Like that's why riding this so far has felt amazing. Yeah, I won't know really until I can really open it up you know, cold weather, cold tires, you're not going to have the grip you need to do work. Or for me at least, not worth the risk. So I can't wait. I literally cannot wait to get this thing unlocked and then really take it through its paces.
Okay, probably gonna do some editing this video for the first time. It's not gonna be one take. It's funny, you went to go grab this, and then wipe this thing down, and then I noticed some micro scratches in there, which triggered my OCD. Then grab that, took care of business. Speaking of which, hopefully there's not a return to that. Let me just do a little quick dab here. Okay, hopefully that's good. All right. So, rinse and repeat. And I will fast forward through here, because you don't need to see the same thing over and over again at the same speed. Stand by. Alright. Allow for a little bit of a gap there. This one is a little tricky because of the gap and then also this little ridge in the tank. But it looks like it conformed pretty good. Forgive the sniffles. It's cold, and I actually had a little bit of a cold this week, so that wasn't fun. It's definitely being area prone. I get some trapped air bubbles. I didn't do the best job there.
So much better. And also a little peace of mind there. I don't gotta worry about getting scratches. You're filling up the tank at the track, you're lifting those things, you're doing all sorts of stuff, you're tired, you're sweating. A little bit of functional insurance. All right, here we go. Pass right after and just wiped it down, but loving it. When you hear that, that's fast. That's what that is. Okay? Fast. Slow. Fast. All right. But I will show you. So I got this from the UK, Invisible Patterns. Did a little Google searching, and this is what came up. I also saw that XPEL apparently has kits for this bike as well. So I'm very curious how all of this will go together. I've been watching all the tubes. All right, this is some shitty lighting. Forgive me. All right, PPF test time. Bike is clean. Probably do another wipe down per the area that I'm gonna put the stuff on. And here is the kit. I already cut the front section out. Here are the other bits. Company provides this nice little map. So I already got the prep just water. This is the alcohol solution, tack solution, the slip solution. This is like, I got 1.5 liters of distilled water in there, plus about, I think 5 drops of baby shampoo and about 5 ounces of 70% alcohol to fill up the approximately liter of water. There you go, mixing measurements, but videos I watched, that's pretty much what I was doing. So yeah, 5 ounces to 33 ounces, there you go. And we got cutters, already got one open, different squeegees and little like lifters or wrap corners and whatnot. Here's a little care package they gave for their product. Little sticker. Here's some bits already cut out. Apparently this kit came with the full tank protection as well as the screen protector. So I did not know that because I already put these bad boys on. So I will determine once I take all the bits out in here, if I want to lift it and put on a different tank covers on. So I don't know, I'm sure the stick on stick, it'll be fine. It just depends if it covers all these areas to see if it's worth it or not. But I'm gonna start with this guy. You know, a lot of crescent kicks getting on and off the bike. So I imagine it's a good spot and it looks pretty simple. So let's get that PPF on. All right, stand by. All right, so I found the seat cowl bit. There it is. And it looks like this has all been designed with relief cuts already in there, which is pretty slick. And this goes around that plastic part. So I'm probably going to install it on the bike, but I think I'm going to remove this guy so I don't have to worry about wrapping around it. So something to note too, there are these two little tab spots. Oh, that's interesting. This guy got inverted somehow. What the hell? All right, I'll fix that. But here you go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that and see what's up. All right, that was pretty simple. So it's just this one Torx right there. I think it's a 215. That comes out. And then there's a little tab right here. And you just kind of press down and out. They do make this as a carbon option, also a little GoPro mount that I have on order. So that'll be cool when it comes through. Basically just a little side twisty bit. And then even comes with a little cover, but here we go. So I'm just gonna wipe it down, put it back on the bike and wrap it. All right, that's a learning curve to that. I used a pretty flexible squeegee. Used my 2 solutions there. And pretty crisp. Couple areas, like right there where I wanted to lift it up again because I saw like a little trapped fluid. I think this stuff is self-healing, so I'm assuming with a couple of heat cycles, some of the residual moisture will work itself out. And I read like some of the cloudiness in a couple areas will go away, but I was able to wrap all the edges. Just used a very light pass with the heat gun, and then just used my finger and rolled it over. So that was good. Just put this piece back on and move on to the others. All right, I already did the left side, so do the right side real quick. I already noticed a tiny little speck of a rock chip, so couldn't come soon enough. But headlight was a piece of cake compared to the tail. The tail was trying, but it's looking good. So, protection. Anyway, so check this out. Here's the map. Cut this bad boy out. All right. Voila. Okay, I already wiped this down. So spray the piece, pop it off. Give the back a little spray. Slap it on. Okay. I'm favoring the bottom because all this arrows protecting most of the top there. Just anchoring one side while I get the slip solution out of there. It's quite slippery, and you want to lube or use a slip solution to just manage it as you make sure the underside is good. Can't wait for my stands to get in because working at an angle here is less than ideal on the kickstand. But now she's sticking. Here we go. All right, give it a little wipe. I didn't film the tail because that was a son of a bitch, and I didn't know if it was going to go well, and I didn't want to worry about holding on to a phone and whatnot. So, but the headlight was a piece of cake, and voila. Get this off here. There you go. Super clean and not protected. All right, I'm gonna do left side first of the main cowling. Something kind of cool to remove the mirrors. So it's just two 10mm bolts right here, and then you can see the connection. So you gotta slip your fingers in to get to this guy, and there's just a little clip. You can just barely see it. So you just kind of wiggle your finger in there, feel where it's coming down. You have a little bit of play up here once you pop it off. That'll help you trace the wire, and then it just pops out right here. and then just use a small little flathead, and then a tab pops right out. Very little pressure needed. There's the male end of that. So that's how to do that. And if I had the mirror caps, which update, they do not come with the race kit. My dealer did not know anything about that. Show me a diagram. They're in the diagram along with the plate for the license plate, but they don't come with the mirrors or the mirror caps. You have to order those separately. So those are coming from somewhere. Hopefully be here next week, because I don't think those are, I think they had them in the US. Anyway, all right. I don't think you needed to do this. Here's the piece. You can see they got a little relief cut over here. So I could have wrapped it around, but these mirrors won't be on there long, so I wanted to pop them off, see what's up, and let's get it. All right, PPF is done. Took me a good chunk of Sunday afternoon to evening, and then Monday evening to finish up. I think a lot of that was just the learning curve, but you know what? It wasn't terrible. There were some tricky spots, but everything that needs to be covered is covered. So entire fender, brake ducts, disc guard or disc cover, wings, headlights, all pieces of the front fender, even the inside. All right here, all the way down. You can barely see the line right there. This whole piece is done. This is naked. Most of the side pieces are naked. Strangely enough, they gave you the heel covers, so that's cool. All the side stuff here is done. Tail piece. Again, they gave you that. And then the side here. So it is not perfect, but it's not far off. Considering I had not done this before. I see little air bubbles here and there, some trapped fluid, but that's easy to get rid of. Like I just prick it with a needle. I think some of these films are semi-permeable, so the moisture will naturally get itself out. And also a side benefit to carbon fiber is the pattern kind of disguises, you know, if it didn't lay perfectly. But by and large, I don't think anybody, unless they're looking for it, they're gonna be able to see it. So I'll be curious how it sets up after the first couple rides and whatnot. Hopefully I did all my edges and everything correctly. I will say the tack solution with the isopropyl alcohol mix with distilled water is clutch, because some of the more complicated pieces you really need to anchor down while you wrap it. So yeah, quite a learning process, but very doable. I don't know if I would have jumped into it if I had to roll out my old film. Like I got some 3M or Vivid PPF from early days on this guy, where I just used it to anchor down some of these thinner pieces of vinyl. But now that this has gone through many seasons and bugs and all sorts of stuff, like I would have just covered this whole thing and these graphics would have been legit. And now, like, you know, wind and whatnot, because I'm just so fast, just peeling off the graphics. But I did do it on the side panels. Yeah, here's a big piece that kept these together. And you know, I'm rubbing all that all day. So fantastic stuff. I'm definitely gonna use it on future bikes. The strange thing enough with this kit is they didn't include anything for this piece, which is kind of odd to me. All the sides and whatnot even gave me another screen cover that, had I known, I would have used instead of the official BMW one, because as we know, the BMW kit is overpriced, you know, to the moon. But anyway, the one I got from BMW, to be fair, is kind of like a glass. It was a little bit more rigid. But still, what am I doing? What am I protecting against? Am I trying to punch that? I don't know. Anyway, but these are the only pieces I didn't use. So it actually gave me some tank protection. I thought when I ordered it, like you had to choose the tank separately. But, you know, it gave me the middle piece and 2 side pieces. But I'm not going to use them because I'm already covered with my beautiful stomp grip. So no need. I think I might maybe use the 3M and cover this spot just to have full tank protection, you know, keep it pristine. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, man, went well. Now I can rip with a little bit less worry. So I'm stoked. And yeah, knock on wood, once I start opening it up, that it doesn't just peel itself off. But I figured it was an inexpensive investment to do it myself. And worst case scenario, if it starts looking bad, I'll peel it off and take it to a shop and let them do their thing. All right. All right, something to note here is that I've been on the hunt for spare foot pegs for my rear sets here. I was super stoked when I saw these, you know, exclusive thing. I guess I can take these things off. To the M line, or these Gillies partnership with BMW. And again, beautifully machined, adjustable foot pegs, just straight up racing kit. However, my dealer cannot buy these. This entire assembly is listed as one part. Absolutely retarded. And these things go, I think, a full set, like $1,600. Insanity. I think this is an M8 bolt, you know, and this thing should pop off. Like, why would they not sell this? Like, I've contacted Gillies Direct. I've contacted several vendors, just asking them, hey, do these fit? I know Rizoma has a huge catalog of nice billet foot pegs and whatnot, but a lot of that, retardedly, is for passenger pegs. And obviously this thing is too new, I guess. Now, what I don't know, I mean, if anybody else has, maybe the FXR, I think is the Gillies rear set they sell as like just alternatives for like the S1000RR and whatnot. Maybe they have the same, the pictures look like they'd have the same foot pegs, but trying to find spare parts for all that, very difficult. So I'm not really sure why that is. I think what I'm going to end up doing, I have one more vendor looking it up that's contacting Gillies, so maybe a vendor is going to get a different contact person, different answer, back channels, etc., etc. If they cannot find me alternative pegs, because you know I don't need this. I just want a fixed foot peg. Much like these guys. These things are like 30 bucks. They're designed to shear off in a crash. So, yeah, I don't get it. But I'll probably just go with the Alpha Racing full rear sets, because for the price of a replacement set of these, I can get 2 or 3 racing rear sets with spares. So absolutely retarded. What the hell, BMW? Like, this is your race bike with race rear sets, and you don't supply anything that you can replace it with. Like, why the hell, if you have a little tip off, would you need to replace this entire thing? Like, it doesn't make sense. So be aware, anybody, like if you, God forbid, you have a little low side or something like that and you scratch this up, like this is what you're stuck with, unless you want to replace the entire thing. And I don't know, I mean, this is an expensive bike. I feel fortunate enough that I'm in a position that I was able to afford it, but I'm not made of money. So, you know, there's a line, it might be arbitrary, but there's a line for me. And it's much like the stupid tank pad. But I mean, come on guys, like $1,600 for a full set of that, or $800 for one side. Ridiculous.